Story time of my stalker while I get ready to cheer a basketball game. Okay, so this happened a little over a year ago. I posted it on Friends Only, but not publicly. But I thought I should just tell everybody. Okay, so starting from the beginning, it goes back to A-Day my freshman year. A-Day is our spring game. And a guy had asked me to take a picture before the game had started. I was like, sure. And then he had later DM'd me the photo on Instagram. And he was like, let me know if you need any money. Disclaimer, I've fully learned my lesson to not accept money from strangers. So that's that. But at the time, I had sent him my Venmo. Also, another disclaimer, I didn't send this guy literally anything. No pictures, no nothing. He would just text me weekly and be like, do you need money? I'd be like, yeah, because I was a college student. I know it was dumb, and my parents give me money. And I really didn't need more, but yeah. I'm not going to get into details of like how much money he sent me, but it was like a decent amount of money. And my mom was going through my email to look for something, and she saw like all the emails you get after you get a Venmo payment or whatever. And she was like, who is this person sending you money? And I was like, I don't know. Like, he asked for a picture and then offered to send me money, and I accepted it. And she's like, no, you do not accept any more money from him. I was like, okay. And then I blocked him on Venmo, and that was probably June. A-Day was in April. Okay, so now it's my sophomore year, and he was sending me requests on Venmo of like $1 just to like try and talk to me. And it would be like, hey, are you gonna be at this game? Are you gonna be here? So then I ended up blocking him on Venmo, right? This was probably in September. Then we had a game in, I believe, October. And this is where it took a turn. So I was at our cheer tailgate tent before one of the games with my mom and my aunt. And I got a tap on my shoulder, and I turned around, and sure enough, it's the guy who sent me a bunch of money. So he proceeds to be like, don't you remember me? Like, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, literally so taken back by him being there, because he's not even from Alabama. And I was like, you gotta go. Like, this is the cheer tailgate tent. Like, you can't be here. Then he walked away. And at this point, I'm like super like jittery. I'm like, what are you doing here? So I start crying, and my mom's like, what's wrong? And I was like, do I tell her that this is the guy she told me to stop accepting money from? Because I'm like, I'm just gonna prove your point. So at this point, I'm walking back to the stadium because we're gonna go warm up. And I'm like trying to calm down. And I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna see him again or whatever. No. We're warming up in the stadium, and he was standing at the gate staring at me like he wanted to me. Like, it was bad. Like, he was just like locking eyes with me, and nobody was in the stadium really at this point because it was hours before the game. So then I go back to the locker room, and I'm crying, taking a moment to admire my skin right now because it's cleared up quite a bit. And at this point, like, everybody can see that I'm really upset, so they're like, what's going on? So I tell my coach who it is, explain the situation a little bit, and they were like, okay, if you go out there again and you see him, then you need to tell the security guard and point him out. Sure enough, we go back out there. I see the security guard, and she's like, you need to point him out. I'm like, he's over there, and I didn't want to point at him because he was staring at me. She's like, no, like, you really need to point him out. And I was like, that one, like, that's him. And he fully saw me like point at him, and then the security guard went and got him, and I watched him get dragged out of the stadium, but he was like looking at me like, oh, it's just bad. Later on that night, I ended up talking to the security guard again because she was able to like investigate him and have a conversation with him. And she was like, yeah, something was really wrong with him. I forgot to mention, like, he was also foaming at the mouth when he was at the gate, like, staring at me. And she was like, yeah, there's something like going on. I don't really know, but I asked him if he had been stalking you, and he admitted to stalking you. So I'm not really sure how long it was going on for, but yeah. Anyways, Alabama did a really good job like handling it, because as soon as I was uncomfortable, they got rid of the person and made sure I was safe. They had plenty of security guards over at the gate, and then on top of that, they had police escort me home. And then like walk me all the way to my room, and they had police spend the night outside my apartment. They called me to check up on me for like the next couple of weeks, so that was good. Anyways, moral of the story, don't accept money from people that you do not know. If it sounds too good to be true, it is. I hope everybody can learn from my mistakes. Stay safe, guys.